Hey, this is Russ Junk here, and we got the air cleaner off because we're going to change the accelerator pump. One thing I noticed was the accelerator pump was leaking around here. There is a seal that goes there. You're probably wondering, okay, some of you don't even know what a carburetor is. You got fuel injection in your Honda Accord or Toyota Yaris and stuff like that. This has got the fuel goes into, gets pumped into the carburetor, and from the carburetor down to the air intake system, and then that's where the air, the fuel and air mixture happens inside the cylinders, and you got the pow. So, with that being said, it's it's a mechanical device inside the carburetor, and it's responsible for delivering the right air fuel mixture, especially when you accelerate. When they're leaking, you want to replace them. This is what you replace it with right here. So we're going to replace this on my Mercury and stop that leak and enjoy not having to see fuel leaking from the car. Let's go to work. So I'm gonna take these 4 bolts off, and they're 1/4 inch. So you need a 1/4 inch socket. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And it's nice and safe to work on this car, so we're all good. We don't have any invaders or intruders or anything like that. Got to get that right angle on here because you don't want to mess anything up, round out any bolts or anything like that. Otherwise, you got more problems. And we'll try to get this last one that's down here. We got the distributor in the way. I'm gonna try to move this wire over here. It might just take it off. Just so. Get this last one out. Bingo. All right, so we got this. We're gonna move this out the way. Right here. And now that we have this off, we're gonna lightly pry. We don't want to pry too hard, because if we pry too hard, we will damage something, and it just makes things more expensive. So I'm gonna get a little screwdriver right here. You can see. Just pry here. This has been on here for a while. Might have to do a little tappity tap tap. You want to be very, very careful. You gotta be gentle with this stuff. Tappity tap tap. Tappity tap tap. That's all you need. And look how easy that came off. Alright, so she just slides right out. Take a look right there. There's your accelerator pump. Now, this thing's probably been on either since the Jimmy Carter days or the Reagan years. So it's been on a while. So we got a little peeling to do. But again, you want to be careful. You don't want to just rip it off and, you know, be all He-Man with it and stuff. All right. So we got that spring here. Take a look. All right. All right, so that is off. And if we look at something, one of the things that you want to do, is make sure you get the right part. A lot of these auto parts stores, their computer doesn't tell you everything. You know, like, oh, I gotta go buy the computer. Oh, I gotta go buy the computer. Get the right part. So you see this right here? You notice the difference? That's why part numbers are very important. Those computers only tell you so much, and you run into stuff like this, makes you stop your progress, and you gotta go back and jack and do it again. So we're gonna get the right part. But one thing that we can do is clean up any extra seal that was right here. We can clean that out. So we will do that in one moment. All right, so I had to do some checking on them, and I gotta correct myself. This is the accelerator pump diaphragm, not the actual accelerator pump. It's the diaphragm. So since the one I got didn't have the rod, there's something that makes up for it right here. So I'm gonna open this up and make sure I don't lose anything. And we should have our same traveling distance, which is nice. So I'm going to do that right now. You're probably looking at, are you sure it's even and stuff? One thing is that we do have a worn out one right here, and then we do have a fresh one right here. So we should be good. I swear this Mercury is putting me to work. Nothing's been easy. Wait till I talk about the end of what's been going on with as far as the brakes are concerned. So we're gonna take a little razor blade. We're just gonna clean up the residue from the previous gasket. You don't wanna go crazy with it. You just wanna just clean it off. I got an old-fashioned razor blade here. That's all you need. All right. And we're gonna put this back in. Take two. All right, so we're gonna install this back in. So I'm going to put the screws in here. You always want to be careful around the carburetor. Last thing you want is something falling in. And I know, you guys, what are you doing? I'm just trying to do what I know how to do because I've been doing this for a while. Let them fall. The other thing is you can smell the schlack. The schlackety, schlackety, schlack. And what I mean by schlack is this new gasoline, I'll say late 90s or something like that. I can't exactly remember. This new gasoline it deteriorates after a while. It is not the greatest stuff. And I'm sure California, where this car came from, has the worst gasoline because of criminal politicians that run that place, but that's another story for another day. But that gas deteriorates, and it can cause damage to a lot of your internal parts inside your engine, fuel system, costing lots of money. Fuel additives help. There's one that I did put in the tank because the car does run good. And once I get this done, I do want to put 91 non-oxy gasoline in it. It's expensive, but it's worth it. It's one thing. Do you want to put cheap gas and change parts later, or do you want to put expensive fuel in and save your car? Protect your investment. You decide. But if you're trying to do things on the cheap, the other thing is, why do you have a classic car? This is probably not the hobby for you. Bingo. All right. So you don't want to over tighten these because you'll start having fuel leaking out of it. You just want it snug. And you can feel when it's starting to get tightened. I want to say anywhere. I grew up on European, started working on European cars, so everything with me is Newton meters. But to those who are SAE, anywhere from about 14 foot-pounds to no more than 20, and 20 might even be overdoing it. Just tighten it where it's snug, and you'll feel it. All right. Awesome, got that done. Mercury, why are you giving me such headaches? All right, so let's start up the Mercury. Now we're going to take a look here. Right here and here is where we see leaking. There is no leaking. There's no fuel leak. Our Mercury is running good. And I'm sure she can talk, she is happy. Awesome. And if you noticed earlier in my video, yes, I did forget to put this part on, so I had to take things off and put it, take 2 screws off, put this bracket back on right here, and put everything back together. But things look great now. Still no leaking. And if you notice smoke coming from the side, that's from brake fluid. When I did all the brakes, you can see we have a new master cylinder. So we are all good. I'll be going over the brakes, what I did as far as the brakes, and pretty soon we'll be taking this Colony Park for a drive. Thanks for viewing this video.